welcome to CVR English. You're watching World News. Today we bring you the latest global developments from high-stakes diplomacy in Washington and Moscow to bold defiance on the streets of Iran and strategic partnerships reshaping Europe and Asia. Stay tuned as we take you across continents for the stories defining today's world. Let's begin with North America, where Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado met US President Donald Trump at the White House, where she presented her Nobel Peace Prize medal as a symbolic gesture of gratitude for his support of Venezuelan freedom. Machado praised Trump's commitment to democracy and humanitarian relief in Venezuela, while Trump highlighted the historic symbolism of the medal on social media. The Norwegian Nobel Institute later clarified that the award remains Machado's property and cannot be transferred, underscoring the act as purely symbolic. The meeting drew international attention, reflecting both Machado's appreciation and Trump's emphasis on global democratic values.
María Corina, ¿cómo? En español. ¿Dónde la rueda? Allá la rueda de prensa.
Did you offer to President Trump your Nobel Peace Prize?
I presented the President of the United States the medal of the Nobel Peace Prize, and I told him this, listen to this. 200 years ago, General Lafayette gave Simón Bolívar a medal with George Washington's face on it. Bolívar since then kept that medal for the rest of his life. Actually, when you see his portraits, you can see the medal there. And it was given by General Lafayette as a sign of the brotherhood between the United States, people of the United States and the people of Venezuela in their fight for freedom against tyranny. And 200 years in history, the people of Bolivar are giving back to the heir of Washington a medal, in this case a medal of the Nobel Peace Prize, as a recognition for his unique commitment with our freedom.
Maria, did he accept it? Did he accept it, Maria?
Le decía al presidente Trump que hace 200 años el general Lafayette le entregó a Simón Bolívar una medalla con la cara del presidente George Washington. Y desde entonces Simón Bolívar nunca la dejó, hasta el día de su muerte con la medalla. Justo 200 años después, los herederos
¡Micrófono, María Corina! ¡Vamos atrás! ¡La conferencia!
al presidente de los Estados Unidos en retribución.
Thank you, guys.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Venezuelan leadership, including Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, has been extremely cooperative in ongoing diplomatic engagement. Her remarks came as President Donald Trump met opposition leader Maria Corina Machado at the White House, a meeting that underscored Washington's continued interest in Venezuela's political future. Leavitt praised both the cooperation from Caracas officials and Machado's role as a prominent critic of the Venezuelan government. While specific details of the discussions were not disclosed, the meeting drew significant attention amid heightened focus on US-Venezuela relations. The administration is expected to further evaluate its approach as it balances dialogue with government officials and support for opposition voices.
A lot to talk about. Sure.
Isn't there always a lot to talk about?
What can you share about the president's meeting with Maria Corina Machado? Is it underway? What can you share about that? And then also, the president said yesterday that Delcy Rodriguez was, quote, a terrific person. Does the president trust the remaining members of the Maduro regime?
I will say, to your first question, the meeting was about to begin as I was stepping out of the Oval Office moments ago, so my understanding is that it's underway right now. I know the president was looking forward to this meeting, and he's was expecting it to be a good and positive discussion with Ms. Machado, who is really a remarkable and brave voice for many of the people of Venezuela. So the president looks forward to obviously talking to her about the realities on the ground in the country and what is taking place. As for Ms. Rodriguez, the president did speak with her directly this week. As you know, he revealed that to all of you yesterday. And Secretary Rubio and the administration have been in constant communication with Ms. Rodriguez and other members of the interim government in Venezuela. They have been extremely cooperative. They have thus far met all of the demands and requests of the United States and of the president. And I think you have all seen that play out. We obviously had a $500 million energy deal that was struck in large part because of the cooperation from Ms. Rodriguez. Venezuela and Ms. Rodriguez have also confirmed that they will be releasing political prisoners from Venezuela. There were 5 Americans who were recently released this week as well. So the president likes what he's seeing and will expect that cooperation to continue.
And regarding the investigation into the leak that the president referenced yesterday, what is the administration's position on the Washington Post reporter? The Post has reported that she was told that she is not a target of the investigation. Does the administration believe she did anything wrong? And then also, what is the administration's position on the Pentagon Papers case from the 1970s that affirmed reporters' right to publish classified information under certain circumstances?
Well, since this is an active investigation, I don't want to comment on it much more than what we did yesterday to obviously confirm the investigation, and I can confirm what the Attorney General stated, and the President as well, which is that the individual, unfortunately a contractor at the Pentagon, chose to unlock.
The White House clarified that the presence of European military forces in Greenland will not affect President Donald Trump's decision-making or his stated ambition of acquiring the Arctic island. Officials told reporters they do not believe these deployments will influence Trump's position as attention grows on Greenland's strategic importance. Trump has previously emphasized Greenland's geopolitical and security value, describing it as critical to U.S. interests. The remarks come amid rising European military activity in the Arctic and ongoing debate over regional security. Despite evolving dynamics, the administration underscored that Trump's stance on Greenland remains firm and unchanged.
How close was the president to potentially launching strikes last night, and was it the Gulf states that convinced him not to do that, as some of the region there have said?
Well, look, Kelly, I know there's been a lot of speculation in the media about what the president is going to do at any given moment or any given night. And I would say a lot of these stories, to be honest with you, I've been reading them, and they've been based on anonymous sources who are pretending or guessing to know the president's thinking. The truth is, only President Trump knows what he's going to do, and a very, very small team of advisors are read into his thinking on that. And as I just told you, he continues to closely monitor the situation on the ground in Iran. And as we saw yesterday, he had heard that the killings and executions would stop, and we have seen 800 people, their lives have been spared as a result of that. The president continues to closely monitor, but also keep all of his options on the table.
Caroline, 2 separate questions.
Sure.
On the Machado meeting first, what is it that the president feels that he needs to hear from her or from the opposition party that he hadn't heard prior to today, or he wanted to hear in the meeting, to be able to convince him to commit to some sort of a timeline for elections?
I'm not sure the president is going into such the meeting with expectations like you just laid out, Fran. I don't think he needs to hear anything from Ms. Machado. I think generally this is a meeting that the president was willing to take and willing to accept, to meet Ms. Machado in person and to just have a frank and positive discussion about what's taking place in Venezuela. That's all.
And on the subject of Greenland, Jeff Landry, the president's special envoy for Greenland, wasn't in the White House meeting yesterday.
Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado symbolically presented her Nobel Peace Prize medal to US President Donald Trump during a meeting at the White House. She describes the gesture as gratitude for Trump's support of Venezuelan freedom, especially amid intense debate over the country's political future following Nicolas Maduro's detention. The meeting lasted for an hour, after which Machado was greeted enthusiastically by supporters outside. She said Venezuelans could rely on Trump in their struggle for liberty but did not clarify whether Trump formally accepted the medal. The Norwegian Nobel Institute reiterated that Nobel Prizes cannot be transferred or gifted, stressing that the award remains Machado's property despite the symbolic act. Turning to Asia, where in Vietnam, citizens are sharing their hopes and concerns ahead of the Communist Party Congress, the once in 5 years political gathering where the country's top leadership sets the direction for governance, economic growth and party control. General Secretary Tu Lam is expected to consolidate authority, making this Congress a pivotal moment for Vietnam's future. Across society, voices highlight pressing expectations, job creation, price stability and economic growth remain top priorities. Many citizens emphasize the need for political stability and effective governance to sustain Vietnam's position as one of Asia's fastest growing economies. The Congress is seen as a crucial platform to outline long-term strategies that balance development with social welfare.
Sắp tới nay sẽ bầu ra một lãnh đạo có thể giúp cho đất nước chúng ta có thể trở nên sạch sẽ hơn và không ô nhiễm như bây giờ nữa.
Đợt vừa rồi đã bị nặng thì em nghĩ là kiểu nhà nước sẽ chú trọng về vấn đề mà cải tiến được giảm bớt được lũ lụt ngập úng cho bản thân không riêng gì Thái Nguyên và những vùng kiểu tỉnh khác. Mong là đại hội đảng lần này thì sẽ bầu cử được những người mà đi đầu đất nước, những người làm gương cho bọn em, những người mà bọn em đáng phải học hỏi, những người mà thế hệ bọn em là thế hệ trẻ phải nhìn vào, người ta đứng đầu, người ta xây dựng đất nước, người ta quản lý đất nước.
Thì theo em thấy thì hiện nay giá đất khá là chát, khá đắt. Em muốn, đối với em riêng,
informally accepted the credentials of Maulavi Gul Hassan Hassan, the ambassador of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. This marks a significant diplomatic moment as it signals a potential shift in Russia's approach toward the Taliban-led government. During the meeting, Putin expressed hopes that Afghanistan would rid itself of terrorism and drug trafficking, underscoring Russia's concerns about regional stability. The move is being closely watched internationally, with analysts noting its implications for security dynamics and geopolitical alignments in South and Central Asia. Russia's engagement with the Taliban government could reshape regional cooperation, particularly on counter-terrorism and trade.
Чрезвычайный и полномочный посол Алжирской Народной Демократической Республики в Российской Федерации Туфик Джуама. Чрезвычайный и полномочный посол Португальской Республики в Российской Федерации Сара Феронья Мартинш.
Rare and explosive scenes unfolded in Iran as mourners at the funeral of a laborer killed during recent protests openly chanted "Death to Khamenei" and vowed the overthrow of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. User-generated videos dated January 15, 2026 circulating on social media show a massive crowd transforming the burial ceremony into a bold act of defiance, crossing one of the Islamic Republic's most sensitive red lines. The chants, including this year Sayyid Ali would be overthrown, highlighted the growing public anger and mounting pressure on Iran's leadership. The incident reflects the deepening unrest and gripping the country amid ongoing demonstrations and government crackdowns, signaling a volatile political climate and intensifying calls for change. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has launched a nationwide emergency coordination effort following a high-level call with government officials, the military, regional authorities and community leaders. The initiative focuses on restoring electricity, boosting power imports, ensuring heating and maintaining essential services for citizens. Zelensky emphasized that clear tasks have been assigned to each region, urging stronger communication with businesses and energy companies, and also signaled a possible curfew adjustment to support entrepreneurs and expand assistance facilities. Stressing urgency, the president said the government must deliver immediate solutions to safeguard citizens during the ongoing crisis.
Шановні українці, українки, день почав зі спеціального формату. Тепер так щодня буде, всі на зв'язку. Спеціальний селектор з кожним, хто відповідає за відновлення та управління в умовах такої надзвичайної ситуації. Енергетика, забезпечення в містах і селах, від уряду та військових до областей, до обласної влади, керівників громад, Київ та область, Харків та область, Дніпровщина, Дніпро, Кривий Ріг, Запоріжжя, Суми, Чернігів. Визначені завдання. Протягом дня уряд повинен дати рішення. Передусім, щоб збільшити імпорт електрики та всі можливості резервного постачання та забезпечення. Пункти підтримки у містах. Є окремі завдання для МВС, в тому числі по реальному інформуванню людей, щоб кожен міг звернутися на лінію 112 і отримати допомогу, отримати інформацію по опаленню та забезпеченню електрикою. Важливо, щоб державні інституції та влада на місцях були в повній комунікації з бізнесом, з енергетичними компаніями, з усіма, хто зараз може додати ресурсів для спільної стійкості. Мають бути рішення щодо комендантської години, щоб підприємцям було простіше планувати роботу і щоб можна було об'єкти бізнесу використовувати як пункти підтримки для людей. Зокрема, урядовці вже говорили з торговельними мережами. Я доручив прем'єр-міністру України та першому віце-прем'єру, міністру енергетики і іншим урядовцям бути максимально активними в комунікації з суспільством та максимально допомагати громадам. Окремо ми говорили з міністром оборони України та командувачем повітряних сил.
Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni celebrated her 49th birthday by highlighting a milestone in international relations, the launch of a special strategic partnership with Japan. The announcement underscores deepening ties between Rome and Tokyo, focusing on cooperation areas such as security, technology, and economic growth. The timing of the partnership, coinciding with Meloni's birthday, added symbolic weight to the occasion, reflecting her government's emphasis on strengthening Italy's global alliances. The collaboration is expected to enhance bilateral trade, defense coordination, and innovation exchanges, marking a new chapter in Italy-Japan relations.
Sono molto lieta di aver potuto tenere per la prima volta un bellissimo incontro bilaterale di persona. E per me è un grande onore che Giorgia abbia festeggiato il suo compleanno ieri in Giappone. Insieme al popolo giapponese desidero celebrare il compleanno di Giorgia. Tanti auguri. Regione è importante più che mai una stretta cooperazione tra i paesi affini. Giappone e Italia, partner strategici accomunati da valori e principi, hanno finora consolidato una stretta collaborazione. Abbiamo accolto nei nostri porti navi militari italiane e abbiamo eseguito esercitazioni congiunte. Inoltre, tra Giappone, Italia e Regno Unito sta procedendo il programma congiunto GCAP. E quindi ci sono dei notevoli progressi che vogliamo ancora di più accelerare insieme.
Sono molto contenta di essere qui oggi a Tokyo a fianco del primo ministro Takaichi. L'eccezione sta diventando sistema. Io sono convinta che in un quadro del genere, che serba molte incognite ma anche molte opportunità, perché come sempre le crisi portano con sé delle opportunità, Italia e Giappone insieme possano fare la differenza. Export, la qualità delle nostre interazioni industriali ci offrono l'occasione di accrescere le sinergie, di potenziare gli investimenti reciproci in ambito ad alto valore aggiunto, dalla robotica alle tecnologie emergenti, dalla space economy all'energia pulita, dalla meccanica alle scienze per la vita, dalle infrastrutture alla difesa, lo spazio.
Coming to Europe, French President Emmanuel Macron participated in an in-flight refueling mission aboard a French Air Force A330 MRTT, where he observed a Rafale fighter jet refuel mid-air. The aircraft was piloted by renowned French astronaut Thomas Pesquet, adding symbolic weight to the demonstration. The mission followed Macron's New Year's address to France's armed forces at Istres Air Base. The event underscored France's advanced military aviation capabilities and highlighted the synergy between its space and defense sectors. By showcasing operational readiness and technological expertise, the demonstration reinforced France's commitment to strengthening its defense infrastructure and innovation.
Alors le carburant il est dans les ailes.
Oui.
C'est le carburant de l'avion qu'on donne au receveur. Et ensuite on a des pompes supplémentaires qui sont immergées dans les réservoirs qui alimentent le tuyau stick et on emmène les avions de chasse.
Ils pompent dans les réservoirs qui sont là.
Oui, c'est les réservoirs de l'avion qui sont dans les ailes. Et le carburant arrive grâce aux pompes qui sont immergées en 5 minutes ou 5 minutes.
Je l'ai fait.
Germany's Bundestag has rejected a motion by the far-right Alternative for Germany AfD party seeking to ban the Antifa movement and tighten action against left-wing extremism. The debate followed a January arson attack on Berlin's power grid that caused the city's worst blackout since World War II, leaving thousands without heating. A far-left group claimed responsibility for the sabotage. Lawmakers from CDU, CSU, SPD, Greens and the left voted to block the proposal, warning against politicizing security while stressing the need to uphold democratic principles. The decision has reignited debate over extremism, public safety and political double standards in Germany.
Dann hätte Berlin in Flammen gestanden. Kann ich Ihnen sagen, 100% Brennpunkt-Sondersendungen, wochenlange detaillierte Berichte, Demonstrationen und Protestmärsche und das auch völlig zu Recht. Deswegen sprechen wir nicht nur über Politik, sondern wir sprechen über einen Grundkonsens, den wir brauchen gegen jede Art des Terrors, gegen jede Art des Extremismus. Der Anschlag aufs Berliner Stromnetz zum Beispiel wurde eher als Staatsversagen tituliert, statt mal klipp und klar darüber zu sprechen, wer die Täter sind. Wo kommen die her? Wer war das? Das sind die Fragen, die im Mittelpunkt stehen müssen. Denn diese Leute bedienen sich ständig und dauerhaft exakt jener Methoden, die sie selber vorgeben zu bekämpfen.
Unterm Strich will dieser Antrag ein Deutschland ohne Linksextremismus, aber gleichzeitig dem Rechtsextremismus Tür und Tor öffnen. Letzteres werden wir nicht zulassen.
That's all for World this evening. From Venezuela to Vietnam, Russia to Germany, the headlines reflect a world in motion with diplomacy, protest and power.